Okay, so how many of y'all have worked with Blender before? Have any of you worked with Blender before? Cool. Okay, so we have beginners over here and some more advanced over here.
Wait, who are the non-beginners?
These three.
And him, right?
I don't think, no.
Oh, there's a no special. There's a big X. There's a big X, even though we tracked it here.
It's probably a version of Mac kind of thing, so maybe you'll have to download an older version of Blender.
But then it says here.
Yeah, it looks like it's an older version of Blender. I mean, an older version of Mac. Maybe updating the system.
Wait, but I told you to buy a new computer, bro.
So you might either have to work out.
That's why I didn't bring my computer to school.
Mira.
Yeah.
You would like not be able to update it anymore.
You want to do it
All
with
this
me?
new.
So yeah,
We'll share.
We're
We're gonna share, okay?
Oh,
great.
Great.
Okay,
And
cool.
someone to share with me.
I know I do.
Oh, you do?
So let's get started. So everyone has Blender downloaded. So let's go to open that up. It'll be different. I guess you all work mostly on Mac, right? So I'm sure you downloaded it and it had an EMG and probably in the back there, and then you just open it up, right? Cool. Okay, so this is Blender. For those of you who know, it's very familiar opening screen here. What was that?
actually, you have new file.
Yeah, exactly, the default cube. Yeah, this has been around since the beginning of Blender, basically.
Okay, yeah, there.
Okay, and so the first thing we want to do is actually just like delete everything from the scene, because we're going to be doing a very simple thing in Blender today. It's not something like that's usually done on first tutorials, but it's simple. It's like simple in a similar way. So what you want to do is to select all. You can just hit the A key on your computer, and then everything should have an orange outline around it now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Then you hit the X key to delete, and then just hit delete there. Yeah. And so now you have like this empty three-dimensional scene. So we'll cover a little bit of navigation since there's a lot of newcomers here. So we're on laptops, right? Most of us don't have a mouse. So Blender is kind of designed to use a mouse with it, but you can set it up so that it works on a laptop. So what we'll do is go to Edit Preferences, the Edit Preferences menu. And then go to the Input tab there.
Where's the preferences on it? Oh, right here. And then we want to check two checkboxes here. So we want to check emulate numpad, unless you have a numpad on your laptop. If you have one, you don't need to hit that. And then also emulate three-button mouse. And Alt is a fine key. Sometimes there's some issues with that I noticed on a laptop, but I think you can let me know if it's not working correctly. But Alt should work. Okay, so we have these two checked. Now you can exit out of the preferences. Everyone at the same place? We good? Cool. Yeah, so if you activated that emulate three-button mouse, now you should be able to hold down the Alt key. Hold down the Alt key, tap and drag, and you should be able to rotate the scene like this. Oh, it's option on that. Look, copy him. Option and swirl it around.
Yeah, perfect. So hold down the Alt or Option key. Yeah, I guess you're all Mac, so hold down the Option key. I'll still hold down the Alt key.
Second text on board right here.
And we can spin like this. So
So now if we hold down Alt and Shift together.
You
and
mean
click and
option,
drag.
option, shift?
Option and Shift together. Yeah,
No,
Mac.
not command.
Option, yeah. Option on Mac.
Option, shift.
Option and Shift together and then drag. You can see that it kind of pans the view like this.
No, he's alt. He's alt.
Pero qué control.
It's alt. Oye.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Fausto, do Alt and Shift.
It's not word We're not coders.
Cool, okay. So the next thing I'm going to have you do, this is like a sort of standard, one of the basic practices for how to like edit in a 3D space, is we create a couple like viewports. So this will be helpful just for creating our roller coaster track we create. So go up to the top right corner of the viewport, like right where my mouse is here. And click and drag over to the left.
What are we doing?
Whoa.
Yeah.
He was helping Fausto.
Oh, yeah. No, so
Now I'm gonna remember how to
go over the top right corner here. And now you can drag.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, porque no me dice que traigan mouse.
See, that's how we set it up. So like,
Go to our YouTube channel.
Oh, look, go like this.
Did it work?
It's like,
Come here, bro.
You gotta find it.
Cool. So,
no,
I see.
There's like 20.
Oh, wait, no, let's take a little more. Wait, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna do this one more.
Wait, New York, Hialeah.
So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Okay, so we're gonna do this one more time. We're gonna go up to that same top corner here. And now we're going to click or hold down and drag down. So we're gonna make a third viewport here. Yeah.
Wait, where did he?
So just look, make it bigger like this, and then swing it like this, or on top. So when it does the thing, across, like,
Oh yeah, but it has to be in the top corner. It has to be
top corner.
Right or left?
Yeah. You want it to go there?
Right or left?
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, oh, so it's a different cross.
Okay, cool. So
Oh, so those are different.
No,
so now we're actually going to add a curve to the scene. So what we're going to use for the guide for our roller coaster track is like a Bezier curve. So this is like a common thing in like vector graphics, basically. It's basically, if you've ever used Illustrator or Inkscape or any of those programs, you know that you have like these handle points where you can like curve out a curve and like create the angle of it basically with two handle points. So we're going to add one of these to the scene, but instead of being a 2D like a lot of times people are used to working with, this will be 3D. Okay, so well, actually, before we do that, I want to show you quickly how to change the view of these two viewports in a kind of simple way. So we'll go into this top right viewport here and hit the 7 key, and that'll move the camera or the view rather like to be viewing it straight from the top. So now you're viewing it straight from the top.
Yeah, top down.
And then go to the bottom right one and hit 3 or 1, yeah, whichever, and that will be a side view. So yeah, so now you can see the colors of the axes. You can see the red is the x-axis, the green is the y-axis, and the blue is the z-axis. So for those of you familiar with like 3-dimensional geometry, z-axis is like the 3rd dimension, right? From the So so yeah, Now you can see down in that bottom right, you see the blue z-axis. Okay, so now we're going to actually add, bring the mouse over to this main viewport and add a new curve. So anytime you want to add something to a scene in Blender, you can use the Shift-A keystroke. So go Shift-A, and that'll bring up this menu. And you know, a lot of the basic things you might want to add, like the default cube is there, like the a sphere, a cylinder, cones, some different stock shapes. But we're actually going to go over to curve, and we're going to add a Bezier. So now, if you like roll forward on the mouse pad, you can zoom in and see that it's like a little bit of a curve here. So I'm gonna like, this is kind of this default curve. Okay, so now to get this to the state where it's the right size for like the Three.js scene, we're actually going to upscale it a little bit. So I'll show you how to, we'll cover like how to do transforms as we're building this, since we're kind of short on time. So to scale this, to actually scale the size of it, you can hit the S key. So hit the S key, and then it'll give you this like dragging apparatus, like that. So that's how you would do it if you wanted to scale it like that. But what we're actually going to do is something a little more numerically based. So I'm going to hit the escape key to escape out of it.
What was the key to do that?
S. S.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Well, you're generally good at
Curves.
We're learning this. We're actually
Cool, yeah. Following on.
And now you do the, what was it?
S, yeah.
S, and you move it around.
So if you see S will give you like, and then you drag the mouse and it will like, be resizing it. So,
yeah, but now we selected it.
okay, so I hit the escape out, now hit the escape key.
Escape. Oh, wow.
Oh, that exits the program? No, that one goes machine, I'm not sure. Maybe there's a different,
How do we get them back to the?
We'll leave the process.
Okay, so what we're actually going to do is scale it up 10 times. So I'm actually going to hit that S key again, and I'm going to just type in 1, 0, and now that will scale the curve up 10 times. Now, to move an object, to transform it in its position, you use the G key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to then, I want it to be constrained actually along the Z axis, so it goes up. So I'm going to hit the G key and then the Z key, and then I'm going to drag it up. But I'm actually going to escape out of this again, and I'm going to go G, Z, and then type in 10 again also.
When I press G, the curve disappeared.
What was that?
When I press G, the curve disappeared.
Oh, really? Let me take a look.
Oye, a mí no se me perdió.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, we need help over here, bro.
What's going on?
We all got rid of it. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
There you go.
And do you want me to do that?
Yeah, so you can scale it up like that. Yeah, so actually just hit escape, and we're actually going to scale it up 10 times. So hit scale.
S10.
So hit S, and then type in 10 like that. And then when you're done, press enter.
And now what? Now what? That's it?
So now,
S10. Yeah, that G thing messed this all up.
and then press enter.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Press enter. Oh, but, have you seen it all the way around?
Yeah.
Oh, but I
And
didn't.
also scale it up.
Oh, because we didn't hit enter.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had to-
Oh,
for
yeah,
that
yeah,
second.
yeah.
Oh, wait, G, C, what?
And then enter.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait,
Alright, I got it.
What was it?
Yeah, then enter, yeah.
What was GZ10?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh yeah, look. No, but because it's like.
No, it's S10 enter, and then GC10 enter.
Yeah, it literally sometimes wait now before it's here now. No, but look up because it.
Oh, it went up.
Yeah, the baby, no, mine's good.
Ours is good too. It's fine, went up.
Yeah, just go like look up or something because ours the same thing happened. Like look above here.
Like
No, like yeah, this is not. I think it's like way over. Wait, but you guys hear that? Where's Chico? Where's Mango?
You could have brought
I know, I should
They went, not that are good.
no, but then she could have she could have maybe like did she does so it depends. I like Okay, Justin,
Okay, so everyone, yeah, we're going at a bunch of different speeds here, so. Okay, yeah, but if everyone could be a little focused, that might help so we can try to move forward here. Okay, so we got it scaled up, right? So it's scaled up in the scene here. Now, what we want to do is actually apply the scale because when you export this 3D scene, it's not going to know that like the scale is supposed to be. You can program that in Three.js, but in this current template we're using, you should apply it. So to do that, we're going to hit Control A, and on Mac, it may be Command A. Try Control A and see if it turns up the screen. Yeah, Control A.
Oh, I did Command A.
Control A and go to All Transforms.
All transforms.
And just hit All Transforms. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to actually edit this curve. So we have this is like if you imagine this as a roller coaster track, it's just going to start here and then either go off the end or like in the current code template we have, it will just appear at the beginning again. So it'll kind of make me like on this. So if we want to make it an actual loop, we're going to have to start adding points to this. So anytime you want to edit something in Blender, like the actual geometry or form, in this case the vectors, you just hit the tab key, and this will bring up like this edit mode. So this will take you to edit mode. So yeah, and for anyone who, if you're aware you're not going to remember all this, I'm going to be like including a tutorial afterwards too. So yeah, so you can remember the keystrokes and all that. Okay, so we're in edit mode now. So we're in edit mode. Awesome. So you can see now this curve has like handles, right? And so now we're going to deal with one more transform type, which is rotate. So the three transform types, you have S for scale, G for position or moving position, and then R for rotate. So R, so hit the R key,
And you can see now I could like kind of like change where this is oriented. Rotate that point so that the actual vector curve moves out and like that. And if you want to stick with something, you can either click or hit the enter key like you did before. So you can see it's helpful too on the side here to have these two different views, because then we can see, okay, from the top we see how it's looking right now, and now also from the side we can get an idea of how it's looking. So this is like, you know, if I move it this way in the from the above view, you're going to see it moving down the y-axis like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna just kind of like start creating some contours here. So to create a new point, when you're in like working with a geometry, you can like extrude a part, like almost like take a new piece out of it, create a new piece. And with the curve, in working with the curves, it's the same basically. So you can create a new like segment of the curve. So to do that, with this point selected here, you can hit the E key and now drag the mouse, and you'll see now you're extruding out a new part of the curve. Yeah.
Amazing.
So this is going to be a kind of long weird coaster that we're creating. E as in E grade. Is that yeah. Okay, so I'm actually going to do some editing from the top view now. I'm going to like kind of like think about, okay, I want to rotate this maybe. I want to extrude out another point. I want to rotate that. Now I'm going to hit the G key to move it, you know, and then click to keep the position. I'm going to extrude another point like this. And maybe as I'm doing this, I'll look at the side view also, and I'll like, you know, maybe move one of these points down a little bit so we get like this drop in the coaster, you know?
Should I just choose the center?
Yeah, just
move it around and start designing?
Yeah, start designing however you want. Yeah. And maybe eventually bring it back in a way so it's gonna be able to like come back to the original point at some point. But it's not that important. You can make it work either way. Cool. So I'm going to keep hitting the E key to extrude out points here. Maybe I'm going to bring one of them back up like this, so it's like coming back up. Maybe I want it to even go really high like that. And you can kind of use this viewport to check how it's looking as you spin around it also. No?
I made one.
Okay.
Maybe we're gonna like try to make like a full,
See, look, I mean, anyone you see.
Okay, how do
like a little spiral here.
Look, here we're seeing.
So I'm gonna, you know,
Yeah.
bring it around itself like this, and then actually
No, that's not it. Like you see.
now go over to the side view and take that point and move it downward.
Yeah, you see how like.
So it like goes under the track like that.
Whatever, like, and then the center and what is the.
Yeah, we'll see how that works.
Yeah, but for whatever point of view you
And
want.
then
Like, let's get in here.
That's only
Okay, I mean, I just cut, right?
now I'm gonna think now about how am I gonna bring this back to the original point. So I'm gonna take it over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'll give it one kind of
one last like upswing like that, and then I'll take it down to this general area here.
And like you see it's, yeah.
And you can see over in the side view here
But like you could
that now you can bring it close to this point on multiple dimensions.
No, if you want to delete it.
Cool, so this should be maybe an interesting coaster. How's everyone doing? Is everyone like following, or are you?
Yeah, I think I got the adding. I showed this.
My roller coaster.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Goes at his good fun.
So to move a point, you got
As soon as I start touching things.
Oh, yeah. So you click it, and now you click it, press E, and now you press enter. Click it, press E, and then the shape of the roller coaster, press enter. You get it? So now choose the shape, press enter, and you can get it.
actually, if you want to rotate, yes.
I know, like the Agreed race garage. You never been to Boomerang? I know she makes some cool yeah, really.
It's pretty close to get an idea of where it's going to go.
Okay,
Cool.
We just have more, or like, I want to see more different. I look at because you didn't have much that
Yeah,
much.
that's cool. So now you want to blow. So now take, where's your initial point?
It's all sorts like this.
My life does not have an.
Oh, it's actually pretty
It's
fun.
not, it does not point to anything.
Maybe it's like a metaphor for something.
Stuck in a loop here. Infinity. There's no point, there's no end, and there's no beginning.
Ours has very short turns.
I think we should lens. We gotta get some coconuts.
Gotta get some coconut.
Yes, but I need
Give me your opinion on ours.
Started doing this.
Ray started making arctic.
So ours goes like this, and then it goes down, and then it like goes like this.
Oh, wow, that is a lot.
How do we zoom out?
I don't know, I mean, it's still other.
So you should be able to
Oh, yeah,
just
good.
scroll and
Take one piece of extra piece.
just scroll on that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I like zoomed out too far. I'm like trying to zoom out. Oh, how do you? Oh, sorry. No, or like, around this one.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna explain to you now how to get this beginning point exactly the same as the end point, so we can get this complete flow kind of. Okay, so what we're gonna do is like zoom in here a little bit to these 2 points because I brought them kind of close to each other like that, like the beginning and end. And now. What we're going to do is go Shift S. So Shift S will bring up this menu. And what you're going to want to do is to move the cursor to selected is what you want to choose. So you'll choose cursor to selected, and now that'll bring the cursor right to where this beginning point was. And now you want to click on this ending point, and you're going to hit Shift S again. And now instead of cursor to selected, you're going to go to selection to cursor. So now that point will actually be at the same location in space. And to get this even better, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this point again now, so that we get that original point. Usually when there's 2 points in the same place, you can just click on them again and it'll go to the other one. So this is the beginning point again, and now I'm going to match up the position of these handles too, so that the rotation is right. So I'll go Shift S again, and I'll go cursor to selected, and then I'll hit that point until I get the other point again, and then I'll click on this handle, the analogous handle there. I'll go Shift S, selection to cursor. So now it's starting to look right. If we want to get it exactly right, we'll just do the same with that third handle. So click on that the second handle, and go Shift S, cursor to selected, click until you get that second point again, and go Shift S, selection to cursor. Yeah, cool. So now those 2 points should be in the same position and rotation. So we lined those up now. So now when the coaster begins and ends, it should be smoothly, should just continue. So great. Okay, so how's everyone doing? You got something going on?
It was like great.
Okay, a second. So what I'm going to say is, yeah, just leave it as it is for now, and I'll show you how to make the coaster, and then later I can.
Okay.
So yeah, if you were able to follow that last step or not, that's fine. It'll just have a jerky beginning and end if you weren't. So and I can help any of you individually afterwards too if you want some help with that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to select everything again in the scene. I did it already, so I'm going to hit A, the A key.
How is your bird orange now? I see black.
Oh yeah, so if you hit the A key once, it should select it, all right? Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm doing these steps, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so hit the tab key again. Hit the tab key to go back into object.
No, but we'll keep that.
Yeah, sorry about that. I missed the step there. So hit the tab key to go back to object mode, and now, yeah, should be selected. Okay, so now we are going to rename this curve so that the template we have knows how to find it in the GLB we're exporting. So we'll double click on Bezier curve up in the outliner window up here in the top right. And we're going to call it track, like capital T-R-A-C-K, like that. Cool, and once you change that name, now you're going to go to File, the File menu, and Export. And we're going to go to Export menu, and then down to GLTF 2.0, or which is G.glb or .gltf. So GLTF and GLB is like a standard 3D scene format, basically. So a lot of different programs, especially WebGL implementations of like 3D space can understand GLB. Like if any of you ever use Sketchfab, it's a good format to use for that. Or Three.js has a good GLTF import included with it. So I'm going to pick a location now where I this to go. Let's see where I'm at here. I think I'm in the right place. Yeah. So you can save it wherever you want. You probably want to, if you remember where you downloaded your code, the code from the place, that would be a good place folder to save it in, so you know keep track of it. Yeah, and we'll have to move it into a specific directory anyway, so we might as well just save it in that directory. So I'm going to go to the code base, which is this, like within the Locust Lake folder, you have this 2024-09-26 VR workshop folder, and that's the one you want to go into. And now go into assets, and go into models. There should be a model folder. And yeah, I'll save it as like mycoaster.dll.
Oh, it's crazy.
So there's a couple settings though before you do that you want to click. It's good if you're exporting from the same project to hit this remember export settings. That's helpful so that you know it's consistent if you want to export again. So first hit remember export, and then go down to drop down the include menu and click to limit it to selected objects. And then click on the data menu, the mesh menu, and make sure that loose edges is selected. So this is just, like specifying which parts of the 3D space you want to be included in the file. Yeah. And these are the ones we need, the only ones we really need for this, or that we should need. So, yeah, I'll expand this out a little so you can see the full, like that. So, did you get to the export stage?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you want to, yeah. Right. Models. Yeah, so save it as a new file, you can call it whatever you want, like MyCoaster.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it
No,
was
so
just
it's-
mashed
oh,
up.
what we're doing. Oh,
Yeah.
So where do you think those?
Yeah. Loose edges, so just go to include and just make sure that select the objects.
Yeah, those edges and
Wait, Bo?
Yeah. Yeah, so remember export settings, maintain them. Under include, you want selected objects. And then under data mesh, so those three, and then you can export it into that model. So go to the download. So go to
I downloaded to my desktop.
yeah, we just have to right there. So you can click on your desktop here, and where's Locust Lake? Cool. Okay, so we're gonna export that now. Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close. Okay, so now, I guess one thing we missed, which is really best practices that you shouldn't miss, is just like saving your file. You know?
Okay.
But yeah, so just like you can, like in most programs, you can hit Control Save or you can go File Save. And I'm gonna like just save a new Blender file here. I already had this one, so I'm gonna call it. The name of that doesn't really matter. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna like go to that Locust Lake folder in like a file browser. So I'm obviously on Linux here, but on Mac it's similar. You just gotta find it. And I'm gonna find this folder. Mine is kind of buried in this folder structure. So you won't be that complicated for you to get through. Cool. So I'm going to go to the Locust slate. Or, yeah, in your case, Locust slate main, you download it in the archive. And, okay, so now I'm in this 2024-09-2060 art workshop. Okay, so does anyone here have any experience doing anything on the command line? Okay, so, yeah, oh yeah, Mario, awesome. So this is going to be very simple, so don't get intimidated by it. We're going to like enter something into the command line, the terminal, which is basically like a way you talk to the computer. So, okay, so I'm going to actually open up a terminal on Mac. It's just the program is just called terminal, and it's the same on Linux actually. Okay, everyone got a terminal open? Cool. Awesome. So now what we're actually going to do is like go into this folder in the terminal. So we're going to go, the cd command is a command you use to move into a directory or a folder. So an easy way to do this is just type cd space and then just go up one level, drag this into the terminal. And now,
Do I drag my roller coaster?
no, drag a folder that all of them are into it. So go up.
Models?
Our assets.
Assets, models?
Actually, what we're going to do, you want this like top folder to go in. So this, you grab this and put it on. Yeah.
Everyone got that?
We're behind the line.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I can help afterwards because this might be different on the other side. Okay, cool. So now we have cd into this full file folder directory path. I'm going to hit enter, and now we are in that folder. Okay, so I'm going to look at what files are in here. We have a run.sh file. We have a serve.sh file. So I'm going to open these up with a text editor just so you can look at them really quick. This is very simple. Actually, yours will be a little more complicated because I added like Python 2 support for it for a lot of Macs still have Python 2 installed on them. But then the serve.py file, which is like, this is like a Python file which creates an HTML server, or like a web server basically on your local computer. And it has like a listener to like do a couple functions here. Okay, so I'm actually going to open up the index file in a text editor. So we have now the terminal next to us, the text editor here. I'm going to open up the index.html file. I'm going to say open with, right click on it and say open with. And I'm going to like choose a text editor. On Mac it should just be like text edit or something like that. Yeah, I forget what it's called. And so now this is an HTML file which has a JavaScript section of it, basically. What we call that is like a script tag in the HTML where we write just JavaScript code. So a lot of the Three.js examples are written like this. They're basically like an HTML file with a script tag with like JavaScript in it that loads Three.js, and then it loads like you can then after you load Three.js and whatever like plugins that are included in Three.js, you can like you can then start to like add into the C, etc. So this file has a few like things that are happening. Some more simple to understand than others. But first, we just have like the imports here, and I'm just explaining this for the coders. If you're not a coder, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, these are like the imports here. So we're importing Three.js. We're importing this like roller coaster stock geometry. We're importing the art button. We're importing like some different materials loader, the GLTF loader, etc. Now, yeah, we're initializing these different things. We're saving the settings. And now this is the part where we're going to load assets from the GLP file. And it's all commented here, so if you're a coder and you want to read through this, you can kind of like get an idea of what's going on here. So you can see that mine is set up to, already set up to use assets models mycoaster.glb. And I think yours may not be, right? So if it's, check that line there, line 98, and if it says mycoaster, then you're good if that's what you exported it as. And if not, so you know that's like track, that would be the stock one. Yeah, so once I have that, verify that, I'm just going to save this file. So yeah, you can see the rest of this. It has like, does a render loop and all this, and yeah. And if anyone's interested in this, I can explain like the details afterwards. So now we're going to go over to our terminal window here. And we're going to do a command basically to make the run script executable. So like scripts on the computer, they by default oftentimes don't have permissions by the computer to be able to run as a program. So we're going to like tell it, we want this actually to be a program that you can run. So I'm going to first like go ls and enter so that I can see like what's in the directory there, make sure I'm in the right place. And now I see that I'm in the right place, so I'm going to go chmod, chmod, and then plus x, and then I'm going to type run.sh. So this is what I'm telling this to do is to make the run.sh file executable. Okay? I'll go around afterwards and help people too if you want, with this last step. So yeah, cool. And now you should be good. You should be able to hit dot or period / run.sh, and this will from the command line just run the script. And okay, and so it worked on my end, which is good. So it's serving it's creating a server on port 8000. I think in the updated version, also the one you downloaded, it should automatically open this in a browser. But if it doesn't, you can just copy this address right here, like highlight it, and go Command C on Mac. And then open a browser, type that into the address bar, and it looks like it's loading again.
So cool.
Anyone else do it?
So I included these controls here too. You could play with like the color of the scene.
That's being nice. Yeah, you're like, what entry button?
So I can change the scene color.
I'm not.
What was the one?
Guys, I'm live streaming.
I can change the color of the track or of the center part of it. Like this. Yeah, so now I'm gonna like shift yellow. And the way I set this up, it will automatically save in the browser cache whatever settings you choose. But if you wanted to send it to me,
so that we could view it in the VR. You could actually hit bundle, coaster, and settings, and then I could show you where that file goes so you can send it to me. Yeah. And then we could get it loaded in VR if you want to actually see it. Yeah.
Wow.
So exciting.
Hey, good job, teacher. Good job, teacher. Now let's see if any of us
So
can
if
do
anyone has
it.
questions or wants, yeah, anyone have any like group questions? Yeah. Oh, unsupported Python. Okay, let me check that.
Oh, you want one like mine? No, bro. Ask Justin.
Yeah, we're just doing like,
A lot of stuff going on here.
it was like fun. Like, just went to do the draw.
Every time I went to she, I saw like a month worth
No, se hace.
We got this far. We made it here. But we never connected.
Bueno.
So how would ours?
¿Qué?
Just fly out.
We just go one time and that's it.
One day. All you three pieces is that it?
That's it.
For all these people. We down this on this.
We downloaded it.
Did you, there's no.
Can we close some pizza?
Look, there's pizza there.
Yeah, but I brought out.
You want me to order it?
No.
Belmy.
Es ensalada rica, vegetales ahora.
Yeah, like the clean
Fiber. You okay with my steak? Cause your face, that'll be answer. My face too, I'm Oh, and they bring it up a whole class earlier in the Fausto se portó bien.
There you go. So try running it.
Right? Because it's chill and he's like, you should have brought legs.
Your special brand.
The special brown one, people sell it.
I can see this. You gotta get a cow first.
There are coffee shops so poor, oh my god, yeah, because you know about local from
But
here.
maybe you could just team with like. Maybe you could like team with a.
Whatever, yeah.
Get a coffee
One on
shop.
each street.
No, but like team with a dairy farm.
Yeah, it's like you have a bowl and there's a cow or like.
Oh yeah, because the LIZN'BOW, they taste different.
Oh yeah, what's like the difference? Are you? Yeah, so I'm sure there's like.
Well, there's like
Sour
beans,
You could get yeah, you can hire like a milk sommelier.
Well, we want to have la leche mala, la leche buena, la humana, so we need a cream in
So
there.
what's the difference?
and
La almendra con la
Wait, so how much are you bringing now?
why is this like, what is this? I don't even know what she means.
Is this a joke? What
Who
is
is?
she
Who is? Who is?
I'm just about Margaret. I don't even know. It's just like obvious shit. Like it's literally like a hoax from them building another Margaret. She's like, this is a joke. And just unless you
Oh, there's like a second Margot? Like that's a chain now?
well, no, but yeah, Margot's existed before we had like the.
We're all gonna be there.
It's a good wedding.
We're in a roller coaster.
We're all gonna be 50
Bit of flower girl.
Yeah.
And the best person.
You're gonna be 50, so nobody's gonna work this.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
When they're both finally ready.
They're finally ready, and when they're 50, or 60, or 70. Wow. Maybe I'm gonna be there.
But technology is gonna be different. By the time will be like a more.
Maybe
Yeah, I'm literally.
Yeah, you're gonna get married.
Yeah, I'm gonna be literally like better this orb of light. That's gonna be younger.
Yeah, we'll just do it from the cyberspace. So maybe we'll work.
Oh, we are a little.
Yeah. We'll all be in a
Yeah.
Maybe we're already.
Yeah, we're already in Blender. That's
What is it, like 8?
I don't know.
No, it's a signature.
Yeah, when the, you're trying to sit together, learn at the same time.
I feel confident in it. It shows a little while. Yeah.
Oh.
I have another update for that. Well, I did all my little cat. The only thing, it's just cat covers.
Oh, okay.
Read the terminal. I've went ahead and given the permissions to access the file, but it's still not really doing it.
Pulled out the hair.
Windows, it's a little more complicated.